Oh, headshot, baby.
No.
Yo, what is up, guildies? And
Welcome to the guild.
Ermo, you okay? And welcome back to the channel. Today marks September the 15th of 2021, which means that New World officially launches in 13 days. All right, let's see if we got Ermo fixed.
Yes, 13 days away.
Woo! And as you know, as commemoration of how excited we are for the game to officially launch, we are doing some basic tips and tricks, things that you should know before New World launches. But before we go ahead and get into that, man, I'm really excited because I'm feeling like New World is not going to be delaying the game and everything looks like it's going to be on time for launch. And the reason I say that is because of all the ways that they're advertising for the game. They even have an interactive map. You can literally go on any of their social media pages and click on the interactive map that they have. You could explore through Eternum while we're waiting for the game to go ahead and get launched. The cool thing here is that they have a progression table at the very bottom right because you're able to go into some key landmarks on the map, something similar to this, and on certain locations like this one, you could even click on it and even see the backstory in detail of this whole entire area, which is freaking cool. Oh yeah, and don't forget to take the map quiz. Let me know how you do in the comments below. Okay, so for today's basic tip and trick of the day, today we are going to be talking about choosing your weapon. Now, choosing your weapon can be extremely complicated, especially because there's so many different combos out there. One thing you're going to want to ask yourself is, what type of player do I want to be? Do I want to be a melee, range, healer, tank, or maybe a mixture of both? Do I want a PvP or do I want a PvE? Man, this is where it all starts. You really just gotta find the right combination for you. One of my biggest mistakes in New World was assuming that certain weapons was not for me just due to the fact of the different MMO games that I played previously, and I didn't even give certain weapons a chance. But that was a no-no, especially because once I did actually try out certain weapons, I actually tend to have fell in love with the weapon, such as the musket. I freaking love the musket. I use the musket. It's probably one of my favorite weapons in the game. Also, just keep in mind that most of the skill trees in the weapons are to unlock the actual skills itself. They don't even fill up until you're level 10. So in the beginning, just try out every single weapon that you can, just so then you can figure out what weapon combo makes sense for you. Now in this video, I do want to just be right up front. We are not going to be going over the damages or the calculations of the damages or anything like that. This is just going to be your basic information about the weapons. All right, so really quickly, if you wanted a really detailed weapon damage and also a weapon skill YouTube video, you need to check out Pritch here on YouTube. He breaks it down step by step on everything that you need to know about every single weapon, so definitely check him out. I'll have his link inside my description of this video. Okay, so as some of you guys already know this, but there are 11 weapons inside the game as of right now. But in the future, there will be more. Amazon already announced that they do plan on coming out with new weapons a little after the game launches. Okay, so for the weapons that they have right now, the one-handed weapons are going to be your sword, shield, rapier, and hatchet. And then for your two-handed weapons, there's a spear, great axe, warhammer. And then for range, you have your bow, musket, and lastly, for the magic weapons, you got fire staff, life staff, and even ice gauntlet. So you're going to have a primary weapon and a secondary weapon, and each of those weapons will have 3 skills on each that you're going to be able to use. Each weapon has a dual talent tree. For me, I kind of felt like one is for mobility or defensive and one is for offensive. You can do a mixture of both talent trees. Or you could just hone in and focus all the way down your talent tree. Just make sure that you really decide what role you want to play inside New World. Because obviously you can choose being a double melee class where you do a lot of output damage like I was rolling in closed beta. I chose the Warhammer and even the Great Axe, but I did struggle when it came to chasing people down and then trying to catch up to them, or even chasing a mob down. That was extremely annoying. Or you could just do what I did. I just ended up choosing a melee class and a range class so I don't have to chase people. The only real thing that you do want to keep in mind is where you start placing your attributes. The different attributes in the game is strength, dexterity, intelligence, focus, and constitution. Strength is basically going to be for your melee weapons, increasing that damage output. Dexterity is going to be for your critical strike and your range weapons. It does have a couple of melee weapons in there as well, such as the spear, the rapier, and even the hatchet. Intelligence is going to be for your mage classes, or it does also have it for the rapier and even the musket, because those both scale off of intelligence as well. And then focus is going to be for your healers. And then constitution is going to be for you tanky class players or for the increase of health. Now obviously you get your attributes by leveling up in the game, but for the most part it's all going to be on you and how you want to play the game. So just keep all those in mind as you're choosing your weapon. And for my final tip or my trick of the day, even though this is such a basic tip, did you know that you actually have not only 3 skills, you have 6 skills? So let me explain. So once you use all your skills on your primary weapon, you could switch to your secondary weapon and use the skills on there. During that time frame, while you're using your secondary skills or your secondary weapon, the primary weapon's cooldown timers are still going. So you will be able to switch back to your melee weapon or your primary weapon and use those skills all over again, and it goes flip-flop. So you don't have 3 skills that you're able to use, you're actually using 6, which I thought it was super cool when I first found that out. And that's something unique in New World that you don't typically see in other video games. Okay, wrapping it up here, I hope I was able to at least provide you some information about weapons and choosing a weapon at the very beginning of the game, because I feel like it's super duper important to do. But the key point here is you need to play and use whatever weapon that you personally feel like would fit you and your role that you want to play in New World. Because what might be for somebody, it might not be for you. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for today's tip and trick of the day. All right, so if you guys want to be part of our daily tip and trick countdown for New World, please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and even the bell so you know exactly when I post these videos. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for dropping in, and I look forward on seeing each and every one of you guys inside the New World.